4 women have now quit the national inquiry, which was announced earlier this year, into the grooming gang scandal involving young girls from towns and cities across the UK who were sexually abused by men, mainly of Pakistani origin. One survivor has called the process a cover-up, scripted, predetermined, leaving them feeling controlled and questioning whether their voices truly matter. Fiona Goddard, another survivor who resigned, has accused Safeguarding Minister Jess Phillips of dishonesty regarding the inquiry's direction. But Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood said this morning that the inquiry would be robust and rigorous. Kelly, I mean, it's such a complex story, this. Yeah. But again, in the context of Virginia Giuffre this week as well, speaking beyond the grave, again, women must just feel like their voices are being silenced.
I just think the evidence speaks for itself. 4 women have decided that what they've seen isn't for them and they don't feel like they're being represented or heard. And I think they've been through enough over these years to get to this point for them to be heard, for them now to feel like an inquiry isn't going to hear them either. So I don't feel like being silenced again is the answer. And I support them fully for stepping down. I think that action speaks louder than all of the words that we could say.
I mean, as I said there, I mean, both Jess Phillips and Shabana Mahmood have sort of spoken up on the part of the government and said, I mean, Shabana Mahmood in particular said, this inquiry is not and never will be watered down on my watch. But again, something must have happened here, Nadia, that the women feel. Yeah. I mean, if you think you've waited this long to be heard, and I was listening to one of the survivors this morning on the radio, and she was sort of saying, I've been told I'm not allowed to speak to other victims, I've been told I'm not allowed to say anything. And I think there's a real sort of feeling here now that, as a woman, you feel that you are silenced. I mean, a lot of the time, men come out fighting their corner, don't they? And I think women throughout history have always felt, you're female, sit down.
Be quiet. Round the back, there's things being sorted out, and time just keeps rolling on. This is such a lot of time. And like you say, they wouldn't have fought so hard. And, you know, this is so important to just leave. Think, well, there must be something that is not right. They very much want to keep it to the grooming. They're really worried that it's being spread out further. I mean, I'm sure we'll hear more about it, but just more generally, you know, when you think about that, Jane, and I think it's such an important point, how often as women we are told to be quiet. And, you know, that support between women is so vital to survive anything. I mean, I don't know how many of you might have seen this, but when when the Epstein files, just recently, when a group of survivors came together, and some of them that we hadn't seen before came and did this amazing speech, basically, each one of them with Marjorie Taylor Greene, big name in American politics, and they stood there again, asking to be put first, asking to be heard, asking for the men in the shadows to come forward. And here we are again. Nothing's happening. You know, I think most of us, when we think of Giselle Bellico, you know, the woman in France that was raped by so many people that we lost count, if you can imagine, while she was drugged. And, you know, when she said, the shame shouldn't be mine.
It's not for us to have shame, it's for them.
It's for them. And that's where, as women, we have to keep taking that guiding light, that we have to keep speaking up. It's hard. It's not easy. We're not told to sit down and shut up.
And you look at, I mentioned there, Virginia Giuffre, whose book Nobody's Girl is causing such waves at the moment. And obviously, you know, it's sort of now all this is coming out beyond the grave. But she was so powerful. She became like a sort of a poster girl for victims to stand out.
It's so difficult, isn't it, that women understand we've got this commonality, that we already realise that we are right to question, will people believe me, rather than the fact that people should believe. And we do, as women, believe when we hear it, of course. But it's that idea of that we're always sort of assigned, we're hysterical women, that we have to be shrunk down and contained.
Don't be angry.
Don't be angry, don't be all of these things. And yet, look, it'd be very easy right now, especially with the tone of the world, to feel so heavy, and rightly so. But I have to look for the small wins now. And I think of the things that I tolerated as a young woman, as a teen. My own daughters wouldn't tolerate that now. And my friends who have teenage sons, they're more aware now. The word consent really does sort of resonate now.
It's a word we never heard.
Well,
Didn't even know the word.
I think of the things that I used to tolerate. I mean, it would just be unfathomable now. So as dark and as heavy as the world feels, I have to hang on to those small wins now that we are, while we're not railroading through with our legislature and our laws currently, I do think slowly we're going very slowly in the right direction. And how powerful is that voice from the grave?
And the thing is, you know, we never want to discourage anybody because we are making a difference bit by bit. Women standing up and speaking out. And if you are somebody at home that is feeling what's the point, there is a point. The more and more and more we say enough, we will get there, but it is a journey. And the power is in women together.
And of course, all of us here hope that the survivors of the grooming gang scandal get the inquiry that they deserve.